Hello, everyone, and welcome to Abraham Lincoln High School. This is Playoff Baseball. I'm Peter Andrus with Adam Calgene, bringing you all the action today. We've got a wonderful matchup. Abraham Lincoln is hosting the Walton Wildcats, all the way from the Bronx, down here in Coney Island. Adam, what are you expecting today?
All right, well, it's just about ready for first pitch. We're coming to you live from 2800 Ocean Parkway, the best address in high school sports throughout the country. Today, we're looking for our starting pitcher, Romel Emmanuel Gonzalez, to come out and throw some strikes right from the get. Hoping he can come out and be effective for the Railsplitters today as they look to advance in the playoff bracket.
Yeah, Romel has been an absolute powerhouse on the mound for the Railsplitters this season, most notably their game against reigning champion Grand Street. Lincoln took the W on that, and in no small part to the defensive work of Romel Gonzalez.
Yes, he's been very effective pitcher for the Railsplitters this year, and this is the time where they really need him to shine. Stepping up at the plate is number... can't see his number. We do not have lineup cards yet, so bear with us the first time around the lineup. First pitch is rocketed into center field. Marrero is on the run. He's not going to make the play. It bounces, one bounce onto the warning track. The runner is rounding second. He's rounding third, and they're going to send him home. He's going to lead off with a home run here in the first at-bat. And that was number 17, Angel Mayol.
A lead-off home run for Walton.
All right, so not exactly the start that the Railsplitters were looking for, but they need to settle in now, settle down, and continue to throw strikes. That's going to bring up the number 2 hitter, Jasper Lee. He is a senior.
What an absolute bomb.
Yeah, that was a rocket.
And I mean, first pitch, nobody, including David Marrero out in center, was quite ready for that.
Well, Marrero had a good jump on it, but he could run faster than Superman. He wouldn't have caught that ball. So, nice shot by my own. All right, Lee stepping in now. Batter from the right-hand side. That ball is in the dirt for a ball.
A lot of great energy from Walton's bench.
Yeah, they're certainly pumped up for the playoffs here. They're ready to take it to the next level. And that pitch is fouled off the catcher and the umpire. All right, and the pitch. Curveball in there for a strike. Nice pitch. Good work by Romel. Once his curveball is working, he's hard to stop. He's working from the first base side. He went around on that pitch. Called strike 3 by home plate umpire Dan Wyatry. And that's going to bring up number 26, Marco Paredes. And he fouls the first pitch off into the parking lot across the street. Zero balls, 1 strike. Romel working from the first base side. That curveball is in there for strike 2. The wind's picking up a little bit now. It's 55 degrees at first pitch, 17-mile-an-hour winds, 28-mile-per-hour gusts. And that ball's hit hard, foul, down the third baseline.
Good crack at it, but
yeah,
way too far out in front.
A little too far ahead. All right, 2 strikes for Gonzalez. And the pitch, curveball. backed him off the plate a little bit. Surprised he didn't call that a strike when he stepped out. What I've noticed a lot throughout this whole season, once a batter steps out for a curveball that's close, they usually call it a strike. That ball is fouled into the dugout, first base side. Boy just gave it a look.
Where you think the ball is going to go. If they're all running right here.
That's why I put it over there, so that's good?
That's where we want to be.
Romel Emmanuel Gonzalez working from the first base side. Toe on, and the pitch is low.
Pitch will probably have a player that's running with it.
They were all looking up, so I found them right there.
All right, Paredes looks at the umpire. Now he's looking forward towards the pitcher in his delivery. Strike three. Nice pitch inside. Jam the ball. All right, Lincoln throws the ball around the infield. Currently down by 1. A first pitch home run by Angel Mayo. Then 2 strikeouts. And another strike. This is number 34. Angel Volquez. And Volquez fouls the second pitch off. Right now Gonzalez takes a deep breath. He's into his windup. Just misses. Right, Borges collects the ball, rolled off his glove, throws it back in. Batter's talking to himself. He wants the ball a little bit lower, a little bit lower. And he fouls the ball off third base side into the dugout. So wind's blowing in towards the infield a little bit. Outfield in. Gonzalez into his windup. Ball's hit down the third baseline. Foul ball. JJ almost had a play on it. Principal Hogenboom making an appearance today for the playoffs. On the sideline, supporting his student athletes. All right, so Gonzalez now cleaned off his cleats. He's into his windup. And the pitch, curveballs, foul, third base side. So Walton's definitely aggressive up here at the plate, Pete. They're swinging.
Yeah, you can absolutely see they have some power. So no question about why they're here in the playoffs. Their record does not accurately represent their potential.
And that pitch is in there for strike 3. So aside from the one blemish, the home run on the first pitch of the game, 3 strikeouts for Romel Emmanuel Gonzalez here in the first. Lincoln is currently losing by 1.
Apologies to the viewers at home for the late start. We were waiting on some umpires. I think one of them had to travel from the Bronx as well. So despite the 3:30 anticipated start, it's almost a full hour before we got underway here.
Yeah, traffic was not that great today. You know, some days I have to battle the traffic getting here myself, but I was able to not listen to Google Maps today and find my way here in time. So,
ironically, this morning traffic felt lighter. My students also agreed. They said there were fewer people on the trains and buses, but As it does on rainy days, that does not hold through the afternoon here in New York City.
No, absolutely not.
So warming up on the mound is home run hitter number 17, Angel Mayol. He will be the starting pitcher for the Wildcats.
Angel is a junior. He also plays shortstop for the Wildcats. All right, so as to be expected, we will see typical number 1 hitter, Adani Francis, leading off for the Railsplitters today. Looks like the potential second batter will be Jaden Blanco Martinez, followed by Derek Blanco. And Francis has been the catalyst for the Railsplitters. When he's on fire, the team typically will play very well behind him.
Yeah, he's got a great contagious energy. He doesn't even have to be hitting necessarily. It's just when he's into it, when he's locked in, so does the rest of the Railsplitters.
Yeah, he's not only the leadoff batter, he's definitely one of the team leaders for this young squad. So it seems like it's getting a little colder, a couple of raindrops coming down. Starting pitcher is ready. His battery mate is the last batter who was just up, Angel Volquez, number 34. All right, so Francis kneels down right outside the batter's box, saying his pregame prayer, and now he's ready to go. Walton Wildcats with a 1-0 lead after a half inning of play. And Walton is into the windup. First pitch is in there for a strike by Mayol. Francis stands pretty close to the plate. He's somewhat towards the back of the batter's box from the left-hand side. That ball's outside, but he actually calls it a strike. And Francis thought it was outside. Turned around and looked at the umpire right away, but to no avail. No balls and 2 strikes for Mayol. The ball's hit towards the left field, caught by the left fielder. Wasn't really hit that hard. Came in about 6 steps, made the play, number 41. And that's Jan Salcido. Okay, so as I mentioned, number 10, Jaden Blanco Martinez, steps into bat from the right-hand side. Choked up on the bat a little bit. 1 step up in the batter's box, pitches way outside. And Martinez waits for the second pitch. That ball's low. Cold strike.
Yeah, he just caught him on the outside corner with that. Blanco Martinez is a little off the plate.
Now he took a step back in the batter's box, so and fouls this one off first base side. Protecting the plate there, Martinez. Not necessarily baseball weather, more like football weather here today, but the game's got to be played. The ball's hit to the first baseman, tapped. He's going to keep it himself. Steps on the bag. 2 away. First baseman is Rancel Pantaleon, number 12. That's going to bring up Derek Blanco, number 8 for the Railsplitters. Blanco's had some timely hitting this year. Let's see if he can put one together for the Railsplitters right now. First pitch in there for a strike.
That would have been a nice pitch to do it with.
The pitch was way outside. All right, pitch number 2. Very similar pitch. That one's called a ball. All right, so Mayol's working from the full windup, closer to the first base side of the rubber. That pitch is in the dirt. Good eye by Blanco. All right, now he's getting some coaching from the coaching staff. And the pitch. Strike. Nice pitch by Mayol. A little late movement across the outside of the plate. Infielders all play about 4 or 5 steps behind the bag. Middle infielders a little bit further back. Right fielder's playing kind of short. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So the Railsplitters go down 1-2-3 in the first. Walton campus with a 1-0 lead. So Lincoln's been playing from behind at some points of the season. They typically will rally back. They are a later inning team, a rallying team. Not really scared of being down by 1 run at any stage of the game.
1 run shouldn't be an insurmountable lead at any point for any team that makes it to late May, early June baseball.
Yeah. Just got to keep them at bay right now and get their offense back in the dugout. So now we're going to be looking at, it's going to be number 8, the 4th batter, Pedro Perez Herrera. Okay, so number 20, actually. So that's not Pedro. That is
Edison Jimenez Fernandez.
Right, he stands in there. He's batting from the right-hand side. And that first pitch is in there for a strike. Nice job by Romel. Once again, working from the first base side. Out of the stretch. Toe on. That ball is low. Maxwell Hernandez. Oh. He takes a pitch inside for a strike.
Oh, Maxwell Hernandez.
Maxwell Hernandez. All right. Maxwell's waiting for the 3rd pitch. And he swings and misses. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. More of the result that the coaching staff is looking for. That will bring up number 8. And that's Pedro Perez Herrera. And the pitch. Fouled back. All right, so Romel Emmanuel Gonzalez has faced 5 batters. He struck out 4 of them. Currently ahead to this batter as well. That ball's fouled off. Still in a pitcher's count here. Once again, working from the first base side. Wind blowing in towards the field. He jumps out of the way of a potential base on balls. Infield is playing pretty normal depth. That ball just misses. Yeah, I think Romel liked that one. He's shaking his head no, taking a step around back of the mound. Everybody's playing at pretty normal depth except for Blanco Martinez, who's pretty deep at center field. He's playing like a short right field. That ball's hit to the third baseman, fielded by third base coach from Walton campus. Yeah. Looks like the signal's in to Borges. He's sending it out to Gonzalez, and he's into his windup as the wind picks up. That ball, strike 3. It's like maybe a makeup call for one of the other pitches. 6 batters, 5 strikeouts. And that's going to bring up today's first baseman. He's going to bat from the left-hand side. Swings at the first pitch and misses. The first baseman is number 12, Rancel Pantaleon.
Take strike 2.
Just gotta love the way Romel has put that first batter aside and just come out here and mow guys down. Wow. Throwing with some power there. Another strikeout. All right, so Romel Emmanuel Gonzalez, after giving up a leadoff home run, has been on fire. Struck out the side both innings. So, Pete, I have to say, I did make a request to the coaching staff to get the pitch clock back. And
yeah.
We see it up there today for the playoffs. I told them I'd love to have it, you know. And I haven't been able to give you a live update on a pitch count yet, but we want to save that for our pitcher. So we'll give that to you in the bottom half of the inning. Oh, nice. The pitch clock is set up to just work automatically on its own, too. Very good.
Yeah, it's just better when we can see the monitor where it puts its display.
Yes. All right, so our senior first baseman, Kamani Scott, will lead off here in the second inning. All right, so Kamani Scott is going to step up into the batter's box. He's going to be batting from the right-hand side. As we've mentioned several times, he can hit for power. And the crowd cheers K9. My old first pitch is in there for a ball.
Up and in.
I don't think he was trying to get in his head. I think he just missed. Pitch number 2. In there for a strike. Catch is setting up outside. The ball's going there. He's giving him that call. So, once again, set up outside. Swing and a miss. K9 needs to keep in mind, you just need to make contact. Can't win the game with one swing. Just get on base. Let your guys bring you in. 0-2. Catch is standing up. That was a gimme. He has to protect the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mayall into the windup. Right over the plate. In there for a strike 3. Mayall's got a couple strikeouts himself. Struck out the last 2 batters that he faced. That's going to bring up number 13, today's third baseman, Javier Fernandez. Once again, the middle of this order here, they can hit for power. We've seen JJ hit some balls pretty hard. Fouled that one off, first base side. He's locked in. Staring the pitcher down. The pitcher bends towards the first base side a little bit. Now he's working out of the full windup. The ball's tapped to the pitcher's mound. He's going to field it himself, and he's going to keep the ball, run to first base, step on, tag it up. 2 batters out. Here in a second. So 18.
Diego Blanco.
Got his number back. All right. He was the hero the other day. Played very well the other day, Diego. And he fouls this ball off first base side. It looks like the first baseman might have a play on it. He stepped to the inside of the field first. If he did not step inside, he probably would have been able to make that play. He just made one little misstep. I think his second baseman's telling him that too. Or his right fielder, rather. All right, so Mayall looks in. He's covering his face with his glove. And now he's into his windup for Diego. Inside. .73-mile-an-hour fastball inside. And next pitch, fouled off. Blanco's staying alive, putting together a string of pretty tough at-bats the last couple of games. And he's being rewarded with playing time. The pitch, inside, hits him in the back. He's going to take base runners any way they can get him. And that's going to bring up number 26, Sebastian Marte Labassi.
Lincoln brought the cowbell today.
You're going to pull out all the stops for the playoffs. All right, so Diego is on first base. Lincoln's got their first base runner of the day. Sebastian Marte Labassi ready to step in.
I was telling you to get first base. I was talking to that kid that took a hold on hard. We're back on now.
All right, so Mayall steps in. He's going to work from the stretch now. Center of the rubber. Not paying any attention to the runner on first base. Monte swings the first pitch and misses. Mayall looking in. Hand swinging. Glove set at the waist. Monte swings, fouls it for pitch off first base side. Catcher wants a new ball. Lincoln currently losing 1-0. Runner on first base. Malte would be the go-ahead run at the plate. Pitch is way outside. Catch is staring down towards first base, but I don't think Diego is much of a threat to run. Malte batting from the right-hand side. Catcher sets up inside and low. Ball swung on and missed. Pitch was outside. So the Railsplitters leave one base runner, and they're losing 1-0.
Go to the top of the third for the number 8, 9, and 1 batters from the Walton Wildcats.
It's going to be 8, 9, and 1 from both teams. So we're still waiting to see who the 8 batter is for the Wildcats. A typical defensive alignment for the Railsplitters today. You got JJ playing third, Adani playing shortstop, Jaden Blanco Martinez at second, Kamani Scott playing first as usual, Xavier Borges behind the plate. As we've mentioned several times, Romel Emmanuel Gonzalez is the pitcher today. Sebastian Marte Labassi is playing left field. Everybody's favorite center fielder is manning center field for us today, David Marrero. And Derek Blanco is in right field. Gonzalez is ready. And that's going to bring up number 41 from the Wildcats.
John Salcedo.
Salcedo steps in from the left-hand side, the right-hand side. Standing nice and tall and swinging at the first pitch, but he missed. Romel is dealing right now, working from the first base side. And once again, another strike. First 2 pitches in there for a strike. Expect the curveball here, Pete. Oh, curveball that didn't curve. Base on balls for Salcedo.
Base on 1 ball in particular.
Yeah,
beamed
unfortunately.
him in the quad.
Unfortunately. Rodriguez hits the ball to third base. JJ steps, throws the ball to second, and then on to first.
That'll get away from Scott.
Get away from Scott. It was a little bit of a sloppy throw, so he's going to give the runner second base, but they got the lead runner. So now the Wildcats have a runner in scoring position. That was Rodriguez, I believe. I didn't even get a chance to get his name on the...
Yeah, Yoshi Rodriguez.
Yoshi Rodriguez. Okay, and that's going to bring up now number 17. Angel Mayo. All right, so he didn't hit on run on that first pitch. We don't have to worry about that now. All right, so Mayo is the offense so far for the Wildcats. So Jaden Blanco Martinez holding the runner on at second. I want to say Romel just needs to concentrate on the batter and throw him some strikes. Don't worry about the guy on second base. Umpire's calling for the base to be fixed. Guess which is a little crooked out there. Second base. Mayo steps back in. Manuel Gonzalez now looks in. He's set at the waist, working from the first base side. Beautiful pitch for a strike. And that's exactly it. He just needs to settle in, throw those strikes, let them put the ball in play and make the plays behind them. Ball swinging, right hand. Now he's set at the waist. Borges sets up outside. Swing and a miss at the curveball. Strike 3. Another strikeout. That's going to bring up Jasper Lee, the senior. Batting from the right inside. Open stance. Runner on second, being held on by Blanco Martinez. Curveball in there for a strike.
What a curve. I thought that was going to hit him.
He had him faked
and
out
it just
there.
went right into the...
And that is just about one of the worst feelings in the world. With that ball, you think it's going to hit you, and you step out, and it goes right across the plate for a strike. Beautiful pitch by Gonzalez. Carbon copy almost. A little bit further outside. The ball's thrown to third. And they gunned him out.
Looked good to me.
Good job by Borges. Wow, nice throw. On a slow pitch, too. That pitch was only 64 miles an hour. But I don't know if the runner got the best jump in the world, though.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it was an intentional steal, more like he got caught out there and just went.
Yeah, so we'll see Jasper again in the next inning. Lee will come up and get a fresh at bat. All right, so Walton Campus currently holding on to a 1-0 lead. Bottom of the second.
Third, bottom of the third.
Bottom of the third, excuse me. Time is flying by, even after the late start. All right. You've heard me say this time and time again. Borges just made the play in the field. He'll be up at bat this inning. Let's see if he's got something. Carry it over.
I'm not sure if he's going to be in the lineup or not. It looks like Romel is getting ready.
Yeah, I guess
hit.
not.
And Marrero's got his bat in his hand. That would round out the 9.
Guess so. I guess Diego is batting for him as the DH today, then. All right, so Lincoln's pitcher is going to come out now, try to help his own cause. He's on fire on the defensive end of the play, aside from the first inning pitch. All right, Lincoln's wearing their home white pinstripe uniforms. Lincoln in script across the chest. One big blue pinstripe down the pant leg. Blue numbers on the back. White baseball caps, navy bill. And the pitch. Swing and a miss by Romel Emmanuel Gonzalez. Walton has their away navy blue uniform jerseys with Walton written regular script across the chest. Baby blue writing with white accents. Swing and a miss by Gonzalez. They're also wearing gray pants, navy blue hat. Mayo's working fast. A little too fast outside. He's consistently throwing the ball around 75 miles an hour, most of the pitches. Drops down to 65 on his breaking ball. And the pitch. Swing and a miss by Romel Emmanuel Gonzalez. He's got just enough movement on his ball today. He's just swinging right through it. Oh, this is the guy that really needs to get a hit, David Marrero. And he is due. And he is long overdue. So let's see if he can put the ball in play for the Railsplitters. Got one little last bit of coaching before he steps into the batter's box from the left-hand side. And we would love to see our favorite center fielder get a blast right here. He's going to lay down a bunt. He offered and missed. Third baseman was all the way back, so that would have been the way to get it down and get yourself on base. All right, Mayol is into his windup. The pitch is bunted towards the mound, thrown away. Now Marrero is on with an infield bunt single, and he's on second base and in scoring position on the errant throw. And that's what the Railsplitters need. They just need a little, what do they say, a bloop and a blast. So we got a little small ball bunt for a single. That's going to bring up the leadoff hitter, Donnie Francis. He grounded out to the shortstop his first at bat. He's got a runner in scoring position, and he represents the go-ahead run here in the third inning. From the left-hand side, Mayol working from the stretch. He looks back at the runner. Marrero steals third easily.
Yeah, third baseman
handedly.
was way out of position.
Well, the third base, they showed bunt, so the third baseman came in to play the bunt. And then that was a very good and intelligent play by Adani. All right, so the tying run is just one base away. All right, so there's nobody out for the leadoff hitter here. He's, as he usually does, very close to the inside of the plate. He crowds the plate.
One out.
One out, excuse me. I was hoping for none.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Swing and a miss.
He did not read that one well.
Nuff was distracted by Marrero at third coming down the line. Now he's working out of the stretch. He looks over towards third. Center of the rubber. Delivers the ball home. It's rocketed into the outfield. And that's going to be enough to score the tying run.
Yep, Marrero will tag and come home.
Easily. And this ball game is tied. Good job by the leader of this baseball team with the RBI, sacrifice fly. It's going to bring up the number 2 hitter, Jaden Blanco Martinez.
I was catching him, and then I had to get.
All right, so today's second baseman will now step in. He represents the go-ahead run. Number 10 in the batter's box. Fouls the first ball. Ooh, that one dented somebody's car. All right, Blanco Martinez, the car killer. He stands to the inside of the plate as well. And he hits the ball hard to the second baseman. Lee fields it, and the inning is over. But the damage is done. Lincoln scores 1 run on 1 hit. And the score is currently 1-1
New ball game.
after 4 innings of play. 3 innings of play, excuse me. Bottom of the 4th, 1-1.
Top of the 4th.
Top of the 4th, 1-1.
You really want to go home today,
Oh,
huh?
I'm freezing. No. I just want them to secure the win so we can come out here again on Friday afternoon and call another baseball game.
Yeah, the second round of playoff action happens Friday. Winner of this game will move on. Winner of games all over the city will move on. And they'll all play Friday, scheduled for 3:30.
speaking about baseball, there was all kinds of games today. Beacon High School was playing high school for construction in the playoff matchup. Stuyvesant was playing Bayside. West 50th Street campus is playing Newton. South Bronx is playing Brooklyn Tech. Morris High School is playing New Dorp. Lee just swings and misses at the first pitch. Thrown by Romel. Nice pitch in there for a strike. Oh and 2. Gonzalez steps off, collects himself. Toe on, first base side. The ball's hit hard to center field. It's going to be fielded by Marrero. He makes a diving catch. He may have misplayed it a little bit or just got a bad jump on it, but he nonetheless puts the guy away. Good job by Marrero. All right, so Lee is out. Flying to the center field.
Yeah, you can't tell where it's going to go, so you got to stay wide enough that Eddie, wherever they go.
I was trying to follow them over there.
That's going to bring up Marco Paredes. Batting from the right-hand side. He takes a pitch high. Paredes steps outside of a breaking ball that didn't break enough. All right. Raindrops starting to fall here. 2800 Ocean Parkway. The wind's picking up a little bit too. That ball's thrown in there for a strike. 75-mile-an-hour strike by Romel Emmanuel Gonzalez. Paredes waits for the pitch as the wind picks up. He hits the ball to second baseman, fields. Blanco Martinez fires to first in time for the out.
They were playing deep in second there. It took him a few seconds longer to pick it up than I thought it would.
Yeah, when I saw how deep he was, I was a little nervous that he might have been too deep, but he is playing like a short right field today, Blanco Martinez. He's kind of shading towards the middle, and he's back pretty far. All right.
Chopped foul down the third base line.
Angel Volquez, he struck out his first time at bat. Pretty much almost the entire lineup is striking out. At least once.
Yeah, with the exception
Except for the last two,
last
right?
two,
Yeah.
They both reached a hit by pitch and a fielder's choice.
All right. Gonzalez, first toe on, first base side. Wind's blowing in. Oof. No, he didn't offer enough on that, but that was a nice pitch. Very, very nice pitch by Gonzalez. All right, Borges looking into the dugout. Signals coming in. Now back out to the mound. Strike. And Paredes turned around and making a face at the umpire. I don't know if he's going to make any friends like that. But so we all have our moments. That ball's in there for a strike three. Beautiful pitch. You're going to crowd the plate that much, you're going to get called the inside strike anytime. So great job. That's the energy Lincoln looking for. They just, they got to build on this now.
Yep.
Come
Three
out,
up, 3 down.
score another run right here. Let's go. All right, so another strikeout. Eight strikeouts by Gonzalez today. Aside from the one pitch in the first inning, that hurt. Really null and void at this point, so Lincoln just got to come out and score some runs here. Okay. Derek Blanco is going to be the first batter here in the fourth inning for the Railsplitters. He struck out his first at bat. Kamani Scott will be on deck. Javier Fernandez is in the hole. definitely Lincoln. I'm sure the coaching staff loves having this part of the lineup coming up with this stage in the game after having a pretty impressive play in the field to end the inning. Coach Cruz is going to make his way around to third base, man his position. Quick chat with umpire Way Attree before he gets out there. We've seen Blanco hit some balls pretty hard this year, so once again, hoping for put the bat on the ball, get on the base paths, let you guys bring you around. Mayall's pitched pretty well as of yet. Blanco's in, right-hand side, back of the batter's box, swings at the first pitch, hit to the pitcher, fields the ball, fires it to the first baseman in time. One pitch, one out for Mayall. And that's going to bring up the senior first baseman, Kamani Scott. 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. Struck out swing in his first at bat. Mayall works from the full windup. First pitch in there for a strike. Looks back at Coach Cruz immediately and looking for some direction. Looking for a different launch angle. There you go. That's exactly what Coach Cruz just told him to do. Just not enough power, and he's misplayed it. The ball falls off the right fielder's glove.
He's going to reach on the error from the right fielder.
Oh, the right fielder's got his hand on his head now. He can't believe he misplayed that ball. He might have just taken his eye off the ball for a second, or not exactly sure what happened there.
It could have gotten lost in the sky. It's all clouds right now.
Yeah, I know. Maybe it did. And it's very tough, and it's like that twilight time, so the lights kind of should be on at this point. I'm surprised that they're not. All right, so Fernandez steps in now. Say it time and time again, this kid can hit for power. Let's see him hit one over the center field fence right now. All right, that one's hit down the right field line. I think it's out of play. The right fielder just misses. He was trying to make up for the last play, though, I could tell you that much. But you got to be careful out there in right field. It gets a little hairy. The footing is not the best in that corner of the baseball field. So, and that's kind of off the field of play. So, my right fielder got a big smile on his face out there right now. He was trying to make up for that last one. All right. Javier's looking to straighten this one out now. Put it in the field of play. Let's go. All right, so he's down 0-1. Mayall looks in, right arm swinging. Now he's set at the waist. And that pitch is a ball. Nice little phantom throw over to first base, or if he's trying to work out his arm angle. JJ takes strike. Whoa. Okay. Look a little bit outside. Might have caught the front corner of the plate, but Watry's calling that wide strike today. He likes the outside today. Scott's got a small lead over at first. That pitch is outside.
Looked identical to me.
A little bit further outside. JJ made
I'm not a trained umpire,
smirk.
I know, but you know,
pretty big smirk on his face after that pitch. All right, so it's 2-2. Kamani Scott's got a small lead over at first base. It's extending a little bit now. Secondary lead. JJ swings and misses, unfortunately. Goes down swinging. So that's JJ's first strikeout. He grounded out to the pitcher. His first at bat. And Diego Blanco is going to step in now. Today's DH. And he hits the ball foul. First base side. Right field is giving it a run, but that one was pretty close to the fence. Scott was running. He's down third. Down to second, excuse me. Right, Diego stays in the box. Taking his cuts. Stretching a little bit. He's still in the batter's box. He's ready. Scott with a small lead off first. The wind has died down a little bit. Mayall is into his windup. And that ball's high and inside. As we said, well, actually likes that outside pitch today. Did call a couple of inside strikes last half of the inning. So catch is set up in like a pitch out. Diego's got a good eye up there. Lincoln dugout. Pumped up. Cowbell rocking today, as Pete had mentioned.
Gotta have more cowbell.
Outside. Catcher did a good job trying to frame, but just a little too far outside. All right, Diego Blanco, he gives a nod. He's ready to go. Scott's on first. Not much of a lead. That ball's high and outside. Take your base.
That is our first walk of the day for either squad.
That's impressive by these young high
Pitchers
school
have both
pitchers.
been-
Very good. They're throwing strikes. I like the way Mayo's working. He's working fast. And he's throwing hard. That ball was 77 miles an hour. Not as much control as he would have liked, but he's throwing the ball hard. Working fast. Okay. Sebastian Marte-Labassi is going to step in and bat from the right-hand side.
First, we're going to have a little meeting on the mound.
Walton coach is going to call his infield together at the mound. The Lincoln base runners are going to meet and have a small conference with Coach Cruz towards the third baseline. Coach Mo Ebed is giving Sebastian some coaching pointers here right outside of the batter's box. Music's picking up a little bit. Sideline's getting it going. And a bunch of the JV players in the dugout today, supporting the varsity squad. And so Sebastian struck out his last at bat. So let's see if he can get something going in the right direction here. All right, so we're currently working with a 1-1 tie. Kamani Scott is on second base. He represents the go-ahead run. That ball's fouled. Back, first base side. So Mayo's standing towards the back of the mound now. He's going to step on close to the first base side. Working from the stretch, ball set at the waist, and the pitch. That ball's cold ball. Marte-Labassi batting from the right-hand side, back of the batter's box. Not quite as close as some of his other teammates. Catcher steps up, ball's outside. 78-mile-an-hour pitch outside. So he's picking up some velocity, but not as much control as he had before. And the pitch. Foul. Back. First base side. Into the cage. Railsplitters got something cooking here, trying to get a couple base runners in. Take the lead here in the fourth. Mayo deals. That ball's low.
Full count.
Full count. Runners will be going. This is the time where the magic happens. That's a balk. And now umpire's not calling it. All right, so the Lincoln coaching staff, I believe they're 100% right.
Yeah.
He cannot offer towards third base without throwing. There's no runner there. And, you know, I don't think they're going to get the ball call now at this point after the arguing, but
No, but
it is a good point that they're making there. It might have been a missed call. So maybe the umpire didn't see it that way. But there are 3 umpires out there, so hard to say one of them didn't see something. Maybe the angle that we're looking at it from is not correct. Maybe he didn't kind of go towards third, but most certainly looked like he did. All right, let's put that to bed. Railsplitters still have 2 base runners. And a full count for Sebastian. That ball's high and inside. That's going to load him up. And you know Mr. Gonzalez would love to help his own cause right now and get a couple of insurance runs. We got to get ahead first.
Yeah.
All right, bases loaded.
forget the insurance. We need the lead. You're muted.
Okay, this is back to live action. First pitch, swing and a miss. All right, Railsplitters are working with 2 outs here, bases loaded. Romel Emmanuel Gonzalez swings and misses. So Mayall, once again, working pretty fast. Out of the stretch, right arm swinging, ball's in his glove. Now he's going to set at the waist. It's a pitcher's count. Swing and a miss by Gonzalez. And that will do it for the Railsplitters. They strand 3 base runners. And the score is still 1-1 after 4 innings of play. Okay, Romel Emmanuel Gonzalez will come out again. Pitch in the 5th. Same defensive alignment for the Railsplitters here in the 5th inning. No substitutions to speak of yet. They have their best team out on the field. Some of their very good pitchers in the dugout, waiting for a chance to get in and contribute today or Friday, if they're allowed. All right, Coach, we have teamwork going on in the booth here today. Coach Andrus is coaching up his media stars, cleaning cameras. We're talking about how to load this fine product onto YouTube and bring it to you.
Always teaching here.
That's it. Coaching them up, Pete. All right, number 20. Is this Yoshi? No. First pitch is hit to the third base side. Oh, Francis with a play! Wow, that's a highlight reel catch. Oh, my goodness. He might have trapped it, but wow, for the effort, they're going to give him that call. Walton Campus coach might have something to talk about there, but I'll have to check the replay on that one when we get home. He's pissed. But what an effort. What an effort by Adonai Francis. I mean, he made the play behind, 10 steps behind the third baseman. Wow, that's like, you want it. He wants it. He wants it. Let's go. Come on, Lincoln. Oh, next pitch. Woo. Pedro Perez Herrera. just missed getting hit by a pitch right over his head. That called a strike on the inside. All right, Perez Herrera struck out his first time at bat. And he hits the ball to the shortstop. He's not going to make the play on that one. Fielded by Marrero at center field. Fires it into Blanco at second. And that will bring up the first baseman, Rancel Pantaleon. And he wears number 12. So it looks like the runner on first might be a threat to steal. He's got a pretty decent lead. We know Borges has a great arm. He's already gunned somebody out today. So I don't know if they're going to test him. Last pitch was 72 miles an hour, so if it looks like he's going to run, they want to throw fastballs right now. Unfortunately, Romel's most effective pitch is a curveball that's about 10 miles per hour slower. He throws the ball inside for a strike. Man, these Walton Street players are just so worried about the pitch that the umpire calls instead of keeping their nose down, and they're trying to show up the umpire constantly. I'm not going to make friends like that. The runner's going, and the ball's thrown. Ooh, a little late. Oof. Borges' throw just tailed off to the right a little bit. Francis feels like he got the tag down, but
yeah, I think the call was right.
Yeah, it was a little behind. It was a little behind. If the throw was a little bit better on a line, didn't tail to the right, and was ahead of the runner, and probably would have had a better chance. But being that it tailed so far behind it, it's not a good look. All right, so Gonzalez is working from the stretch. First base side of the rubber, the ball's popped up, and Borges is going to make a play. No. All right, Gonzalez makes the play. He's going to throw it over to second. He got it out. Double play! Yes! What a heads-up play by Romel Emmanuel Gonzalez. The base runner was caught in no man's land. He didn't even try to really retreat back to first base. I don't think they thought they were going to make a play there. Oh, wow. Lincoln, again, with the dramatics in the field. Let's go out there and score some runs now. All right, great play. Great play, great excitement. That's most certainly the way that you want to play playoff baseball, with intensity. A couple really incredible plays in the field that half of the inning.
Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful cannon of a throw.
Yes.
Trying to get him at second the first time, and even though that one didn't work out, getting him on the failed tag up. Pop fly.
Yeah, he went halfway, but you're supposed to go halfway and then retreat back, or halfway to the outfield if it's a hit in the infield. I think it was about 3 or 4 steps off the base. There was nobody holding him on, so maybe that's why he thought there was nobody at second to make the play originally. But Lincoln put it together. Coach Cruz's squad is
the moment Romel took a look at second, the second baseman sprinted for the base to make sure he was going to be there for that throw.
And everybody realized where they needed to be at that one time. All right, so once again, David Marrero is going to step in, and he's looking for a big hit. Did get on base with the error last time at bat. Catcher's looking for an outside pitch. He's setting up outside. Good eye by Marrero. Center fielder batting from the left-hand side. It's about center of the batter's box. Every direction. Catcher sets up inside. He's going to try to offer bunt, but he misses. Third baseman's playing about 3 steps in from the bag. Now he's backing up. First baseman's even with the bag. Third baseman is about 4 steps back. Now he's coming up. Marrero bunts the ball to the third baseman. And he's called out. Nice throw by the third baseman, fielding the bunt. Firing it down to first base. I think Marrero got tripped up maybe a little bit.
Yeah, it looked like he tripped over the bag, or it was really right where the glove was.
Tripped over the glove because the first baseman turned around to the umpire and tapped his glove.
Yeah.
All right. But Donnie Francis steps in from the left-hand side. He's the spark plug that the Railsplitters are looking for. And he has the lone Lincoln RBI today. All right, again, I hate to see these players trying to show up the umpire, but a little bit of that just happened here. Sorry. Oh, the pitch is outside. It's a 1-1 ball game. Nobody on base, 1 out. The ball's hit to the first baseman. It's foul ball. Well, pitchers count for Romel. Donnie Francis, he has that infectious smile. Let's see if he gives himself something to smile about as he rounds first base here. That one's outside. Looks like he's calling the strikes for the umpire right now.
Just telling him where it is. It hasn't worked all day, but
no,
he keeps
it
telling
really
him.
hasn't. All right, Mayol working from the full windup. First base side. That ball's way outside. And now the Railsplitters got some speed on the base paths.
Donnie is one of the fastest runners on the team, if not the fastest. I don't know if we've
And
had a
he's
foot race.
probably one of the fastest runners in the entire division as well. So, all right, Jaden Blanco Martinez, second baseman, stepping in. Go-ahead run is on first. Mayol throws back to first base. They know Francis is going to be going. I would not be surprised to see a pitch out here with a lefty batter, a righty batter at the plate. They're concerned. They're concerned with the Donnie Francis. All right. They're so concerned that the coach is going to have a conference on the mound and to talk to his players and his pitchers and understand where the ball is going. Understand the situation, what's important right now in these situations. Francis has come across the field now. He's talking to Coach Cruz and Blanco Martinez on the third base line. Lincoln coach staff is talking to umpire Wayatri about the potentially missed balk call from the previous inning, previous half of an inning. Blanco Martinez stepping in from the right-hand side towards the back of the box. Inside, crowding the plate inside. Catch is setting up outside. Middle infield is at double plate depth. First baseman holding the runner on. Francis didn't really have a big lead there, but I guess they feel like he's going to be going, so. Now he's got a big lead. Third baseman's even with the bag at third. Middle infield is double play depth. Francis goes. The ball's outside. Pete?
You're never going to believe it.
His helmet fell off. I don't want to see that 3 more times. 2 more times at least. Let's go.
Yeah, I'll settle for 2.
Yeah. 3 more would be great.
Yeah.
We'll settle for
He'll
2.
go back to first. All the way around.
Okay. Blanco Martinez. He's a hitter. He's got a runner in scoring position. He represents the go-ahead run. Mayol steps off, but nobody's holding the runner on at second. So it was just the head games have begun. And Francis is going to do his best to get inside the pitcher's head.
He's got the shortstop
jumping
holding on
around
now, which is leaving a nice little gap there.
That it
towards
is.
left field.
shortstop is still holding the runner on, so there is a huge gap on the third base side. Francis, excuse me, he's going and he's going to get home.
They got him.
They got him at home plate. So he went steal third base, and the throw was errant, went into right field, but it really didn't, left field. Didn't really roll far enough away from the third baseman for Francis to go, but I don't see Coach Cruz sending him there, but it was just probably a play of aggression.
Yeah.
Where he wanted to get and score and be the catalyst for this team. All right, so Blanco Martinez.
Just too ambitious.
A little too ambitious. Let's see if Blanco Martinez can bail out Adani Francis. That's a strike. Good call by the umpire.
We can finally pay attention to Jaden Blanco Martinez now. There's no distraction on the base paths.
He wants to be a hitter. That pitch is inside. A little just miss. A little late reaction. Blanco Martinez. All right, so Mayall's now back to working from the full windup. First base side. Wind picks up. Blanco Martinez fouls that ball off. First base side, out of play. The wind's picking up a little bit, blowing in towards the infield. And that's strike three all the way. Good call by umpire Wyatry. All right, so unfortunately, nothing happened there in that half of the inning. A couple of stolen bases, but nothing to write home about. So it's a 1-1 ball game in the sixth inning. Top of the sixth. Number 2, Romel Emmanuel Gonzalez coming out to pitch yet again for the Railsplitters. So let's see if we can get back to the scoreboard here. I'm not exactly sure where we stopped off with the playoff matchups today. Morris High School will play New Dorp 3:30. Inwood Campus plays Bronx Science also at 3:30. Monroe and John Adams is postponed. John Jay Campus against Susan B. Wagner 3:30. Grand Street Campus against Manhattan Center 3:30. Midwood against Gregorio Luperon at 3:30. Richmond Hill at Van Arsdale is postponed. Francis Lewis at Madison, postponed. Tottenville at Scholars, postponed. Washington at Clinton, postponed. JFK Campus at Curtis, postponed. And the final matchup on the docket today, Lincoln versus Walton, and we are locked up at 1-1. And Romel Emmanuel Gonzalez leads off the sixth inning with a strike to number 41.
John Salcedo.
Salcedo, he was hit by a pitch again.
Ooh, that one, I think, hit him on the wrist.
Yeah, that one looked like it hurt. That one, it's just that breaking ball's not getting away, and it really hurt him. I was just about to say, he got hit by a pitch in the first at bat. 2 hit by pitch for Salcedo, and he is in pain. Lincoln infield will now go around the mound. Xavier Borges has gone out to the mound, talk to the pitcher. Let's get him to take a couple deep breaths, settle in, and doesn't really get rattled by any of that. So you throw curveballs, you're gonna hit a batter from time to time, especially when it's raining. Looks like Salcedo is going to make his way down to first base. He shook it off. Yoshi Rodriguez will now step in and bat from the right-hand side. Got a runner on first base. He's the go-ahead run. Nobody out. Sixth inning action. Back to first. Safe. Kamani Scott holding the runner on at first base. Middle infield is a double play depth. Javier Fernandez about 4 steps in at third. And the ball's fouled into the third base dugout by Rodriguez. Yoshi Rodriguez, the right fielder. Borges looks into the dugout. Send a signal back out to the mound. Gonzalez goes to first. Scott throws back. Gonzalez working, toe on, first base side. Ball swinging, right hand. Set at the waist. And the pitch. Bunted. Foul territory. Fielded by Borges. Flicks it back to Emmanuel Gonzalez. All right, so Romel's once again toe on, first base. Looking back towards first. Looking in towards home for the signal. Ball in the right hand. And the pitch. Oh, no. Oh, Xavier had him dead at first and he didn't throw it. Runner at first base was frozen. But so was Borges. Frozen in time. I bet you he wishes he could have that one back.
Yeah, I think he was just looking to do the little check, and when the runner didn't move, it was like,
yeah.
they both got caught in headlights of like,
Right, so
go.
I believe I must have missed a strike 3 call there as I was looking down. All right, so strike 3. There's 1 out. 1 runner on first for the leadoff batter. And he's out. Pickoff move by Romel at first base. Whoa! What a play. Wow, quick snap throw. He was working at that. That's the most excited I got for a non-home run call this year. That was great. Once again.
Romel's been throwing base runners out on these paths all
Once
game long.
again, this is exactly what the Railsplitters need here. They got to carry this over now. Let's get this out.
I think that's the 3rd runner that's been tagged out on the base paths.
Wow. All right, they let him get on, but they're getting out of it. All right, let's see what we can do here. Romel Emmanuel Gonzalez, first base side. Curveball fouled off. All right, the rain has taken away the pitch clock, so we can't see how fast the ball comes in anymore. Hopefully the next game we will be able to. And the rain is currently starting to pick up a little bit. Wind is blowing towards the outfield, and the pitch is outside. Okay, once again, Xavier Borges looking into the dugout. He's got the signal. He sends it out to Romel, and he's into his windup. That ball's in there for a strike. Surprised they're letting him bang on that can. But
Yeah, if we can cowbell, they can drum.
yeah, I guess so. That's true. Good point. We like more cowbell.
Gotta have more cowbell.
Okay. Now, this is the pitch. First base side. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. All right. Donnie Prince got that energy. He's got that energy.
Derek Blanco should be leading off for the Railsplitters here as we move to the bottom of the 6th.
Okay, Angel Mayon struck out. So he hit a home run in his first at bat and then struck out the next 2 at bats. All right, so it's 1-1. Lincoln's looking to change that here. The 6th, bottom of the 6th. Railsplitters are going to send up their number 6 hitter today. The DH, number 18, Diego Blanco. Oh, no, it's going to be Derek Blanco, excuse me. So that's the number 3 hitter. So they got the heart of the order coming up here. 3, 4, and 5 in the 6th inning. Derek Blanco, Kamani Scott, and J.J. Fernandez. And if we're lucky enough, Diego will also come up and bat in this inning. Mayol back out to work again in the 6th.
Oh, that's a rule? Ready.
All right, so Derek Blanco is going to step in and bat from the right-hand side against Mayol. The wind is blowing in. Blanco takes first pitch for a strike. Excuse me, for a ball. That ball was outside. That one is not a ball. That one is a strike. 1-1. He was taken all the way. Regular depth for all of the infielders. About 6 steps back of the bag. Maybe the middle infield is a little deeper. Center fielder shading towards left field a little bit. Swing and a miss. Mayol has that ball working outside, away from a right-handed batter. That late movement, having trouble catching up to that today. And the pitch. Foul, first base side. It's like the same exact pitch, but he's able to put the bat on it this time. Coach Cruz, he's always coaching. Talking to his batters as he steps out of the batter's box. Trying to give him some direction on how to take that ball. Go with what they give you. That ball's high. Kind of was, I guess, maybe a give-me pitch, the throwaway pitch there. Catcher sets up low and inside for Mayol, and the ball is thrown way outside. Unfortunately, Derek swung and missed at that. So that's a first out. For the Wildcats, they're going to send up the senior first baseman, Kamani Scott. He's batting from the right-hand side. Mayol is into his windup from the full stretch, from the full windup. Scott fouls the ball off right-hand side. Into the cage. Catcher's got it back out to the mound. Mayol's working. Once again, full windup. Glove covering his face. Into the windup. Scott hits the ball hard to the third baseman, and it's off his glove. He's going to get to second base on this, I think.
No, they'll hold him off at first.
All right, yeah.
Ball didn't go far enough out into the track.
Let's be conservative. Very good. All right, so Lincoln have a base runner here with 1 out for JJ. Lucky number 13 looking to put some strike in the ball here today. He's getting some words of encouragement from the dugout. Coach Cruz.
You hear Coach Mo saying, hit it hard somewhere. Great advice.
Looks like they're going to be calling for a pinch runner at first base for Scott.
It'll be number 7,
Reese.
Jediah Reese.
Pinch runner extraordinaire. All right. Reese is a threat to steal, for sure. That's why he's coming out. Onto the field, onto the base paths. All right. Mayol has stepped off the mound now. Now he's stepped on. He's looking in, working out of the stretch, center. That pitch is outside. Not even close. All right. Jediah Reese on at first base with a decent sized lead, not too big. JJ set up back of the batter's box. Reese draws some attention at first base. Mayol once again out of the stretch, steps off, looks back at first. Reese goes back, retreats to the bag, stays on the bag. First baseman's holding him in. Now Mayol holds the ball at the waist. Strike. Cold strike. JJ just got to put the ball in play. Let Reese get around the base paths here. Mayol throws back to first. Once again, the Walton players trying to tell the umpire how to umpire the game, arguing almost every call. It's almost nauseum. Reese takes the lead. There'll be a threat to run. They're setting up for a pitch out. The ball was thrown outside. 2 balls and 1 strike for the third baseman. Looking for his first hit today. Grounded out to the pitcher and struck out. The ball's back to first base again. Reese is just going to lay there until they throw it back to the pitcher. They're really working on trying to keep him at first base. All right. Mayol steps on again. Ball's in his glove. Hands swinging. Set at the waist. JJ swings and hits the ball hard over the left fielder's head. This is going to score a run. 1 bounce all the way. Now it's rolling to the fence slowly. JJ's going to get to third base, potentially even score on this play. He's going home. They're waving him home. The throw is not even going to be close. Home run, JJ Fernandez. And Lincoln takes the lead in the 6th. 3-1 on the blast by the junior.
Just what they needed.
Just what the doctor ordered. Smiles all around. That's the way to break it out. All right. As we said earlier, Lincoln, they're a late inning team. They almost always seem to rise to the occasion. That is the case once again today. All right, going to send up Diego Blanco. He looks down towards third. Takes his cut. Now he's in the batter's box, ready to bat. Crouch stance, bat up high, and the pitch. Hit by Blanco to the right fielder. He's got to play on it, but he misplays it. Diego's going to go to second, and he's going to stand up with a double. And that's the energy. And that's the work that they need to put in. All right, so Diego Blanco is on with a stand-up double. That's going to bring up Sebastian Monte Labassi. Railsplitters, Coach Cruz is going to send in a pinch runner for Blanco at second base. It's going to be Nas. Who's they going to send out there? can't be Reese because he already went in, so it's going to be Borges. The catcher, Xavier Borges, is going to go in and run for Diego Blanco. Sebastian Marthe Labassi will step in and bat from the right-hand side. Borges is kneeled down on second, tying his shoes. The pitcher, Mayol, is standing behind the rubber, looking at the runner at second base. He's not happy. Marthe's pretty far up in the batter's box, waiting for the pitch. And he hits the ball over the pitcher's head. Shortstop Fields throws the ball to first, and the first baseman bobbles it. And Borges is going to score on the run. So Borges rounded third as the ball was bobbled by the first baseman, and he scores easily. Lincoln will take that insurance run. They have a 4-1 lead with 1 out in the 6th inning. Base runner on first base for the pitcher.
Yeah, they had a real advantage there to having only the 1 out. Borges was off to the races the moment that ball was put in play.
As soon as it was contact,
and
absolutely.
As soon as that ball came out of the first baseman's glove, he was off to the races towards home.
Right. Great coaching by the Lincoln Railsplitters coaching staff. Having the right runners on the base paths at this time in the late innings. Having Jediah Reese on the base paths. Having Xavier Borges on the base paths to score these runs. All right, so Walton is now currently on the mound with the coaching staff. Kind of all seem a little dejected right now, but
yeah, they hung in this game for so long. 1-1 all the way into the 6th. Yeah. And it's all falling apart on them now.
Not necessarily anything really bad by them. It's just like, Lincoln's just a talented ball club. They're just going to keep chipping away at you. All right. Labassi has this huge lead off first. The secondary lead was even bigger.
What a
the ball
bunt.
Bunted, and it's going to be probably on. He's out at first. Okay. Nice job. Moving the runner
down right in front of the plate.
He did, and I'm surprised. Catcher made a really nice play on that. Really, really nice play. All right, so that's 2 outs now. We have a runner in scoring position for David Marrero. He's reached on an error, and he's grounded out. Looking to put the ball in play here and get that one more insurance run. Lincoln has a 3-1 lead here in the 6th inning. Catch is set up high. The ball's hit into the gap. He was holding the runner on at second base, the shortstop, and was not there to field the ball as it was hit right in the area. And Dave Marrero finally get that hit he's been looking for a couple of games. Moves the runner over to third, and now he'll be a threat to steal at third base. And that's going to move, with the runner at first, is going to move Francis over to bat from the right-hand side. And looks like it might be time for a pitching change. It is. They're going to call in Rodriguez, the right fielder, to pitch. Right, so the Railsplitters that are on the base paths are now huddled up around Coach Cruz at third base. Marrero will be the runner at first. Labassi will be the runner at third. Francis is going to be in the batter's box. Batting looks like from the right-hand side. Oh, so it's not going to be Rodriguez. Wait and see what number this is, the pitcher. They called him in off the bench, so we have not seen this player in action today, as of yet. Francis is going to stay back here and try to get the timing right.
Number 40, Vega.
40.
Stuart Vega.
Stuart Vega. And he's a junior. There's a really a lot of juniors on this squad, so they'll be back to look to make some noise next year, I'm sure. It's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seniors on the squad, 2 sophomores. Everybody else is a junior. Walton campus came into the game with a 4-8 record. Lincoln Railsplitters currently have a 10-4 record. And the lights have come on here, 2800. Looks like we're almost ready for baseball action. Marrero heads back over to first base. He will be a threat to steal. So it looks like the pitcher Mayol will drop back and play shortstop. The shortstop will drop back and play center field. And Rodriguez has come out of the game for the pitcher. Francis in there batting from the right-hand side. That ball's high, fake throw. They might have Labassi at third. They got him at third. A fake throw down to second and got Sebastian leaning a little bit too much. But as I said earlier, the damage is done. The Railsplitters score 3 runs. Currently have a 3-run lead. 4-1 going into the last inning of play here in this playoff matchup.
Coach Cruz definitely not happy with Sebastian Marte right now. It's a planned play. Everybody knows it. You got to be ready to see if they fake it.
Yeah, he just got sucked into it, I guess. You know, and then you're at the point here at this game, everybody wants to be the hero. Everybody wants to score that run. Everybody wants to be a part. Everybody wants to contribute. So you just got to hold yourself together and not get caught up into those silly mistakes. But none of that will really matter if they can get the 3 outs right now, Pete.
Yep, it'll all be for watching the game footage later.
Yes, it'll just be coaching points to be made. And hopefully a mistake not to be made later on, to be made again later on in this playoffs. All right, so if Lincoln can get the 3 outs here, they'll continue their playoff march on Friday. Hopefully here at 2,800.
And I suppose all that is pending who they're playing, and if the game across from them wasn't postponed.
Yeah, there was a bunch of postponements today.
And if they can be played tomorrow, because tomorrow is also supposed to be rainy.
Yes.
So potentially we play Friday, but not until we see how the bracket turns out in the next 24 hours.
Let's hope so. See, I was like trying to find a bracket on PSAL. I couldn't really find that.
Yeah, they don't have it lined up that way. And until you see where they're putting them all together in the round 2,
right,
you don't know who's coming in your next round.
Okay, so the number 2 batter for Walton. Walton's going to bring up 2, 3, and 4. So they're also going to bring up the meat of their order here for their last licks. And Romel throws the first ball outside.
Now's the time to get that one out of your system.
Absolutely. Now he's got to throw strikes. Let his guys make the plays behind them. Javier Fernandez at third. Donnie Francis at shortstop. Jaden Blanco Martinez at second. Kamani Scott manning first.
And I don't know if they plan to use him, but Christian Miranda is warming up in the corner of the Lincoln field.
Just insurance in case Romel can't get these outs here.
There's a long, cold 6th.
Yes, it is cold out. Does affect the pitcher. I don't know if he's pitched this far into game this season, maybe. Take take better notes of that stuff next year. All right, and he deals. That one's in there for a strike. Beautiful pitch. I guess Lay was taking it all the way.
Yeah, 3-0.
All right. Now he's got to be a hitter. And Romel delivers. That's in there for a strike as well. Nice pitch. Time to settle in. This is it. All right. Let's see what he brings out for the full count. Strike three.
Wow.
Beautiful pitch. The last three pitches were beautiful. Wow.
Almost makes you wonder if he was faking him out with the first three. Like, oh no, I've lost my stuff. I can't hit the plate.
He'll take that.
Strike,
He'll take
strike,
that.
Strike.
He'll take that for sure. All right, that's going to bring up the number 3 hitter, Marco Paredes. He struck out and grounded out to the second baseman, his second at bat. And he hits the ball hard to left field. Marte is on the run. It's going to roll almost all the way to the fence. He's going to fire it into the cutoff man, and they're going to hold him at third.
I think they should have sent him. He would have made
Surprised
it.
they didn't send him. All right, that ball was rocketed over Monte's head.
Or they lost it at first, and then he.
Are they going to appeal that? He's out. He missed second base. Wow, he missed second as he rounded second. The Lincoln Railsplitters defenders picked up on that and saw that he didn't touch second base as he rounded the base paths. Good job by the Railsplitters. I know Kamani Scott was motioning to the second baseman, to Jaden Blanco Martinez, to catch the ball and step on second. So I believe that's 2 outs. All the umpires are in agreement how he just kind of maybe tripped over the base, did not step over it. And I think now there's going to be an appeal. There's going to be an appeal now by the Walton coach. So base running blunders have plagued both teams today here, Pete.
Yeah, we mentioned they had, 3 or 4 runners tagged out
Yeah.
today?
And now one on
And
appeal.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't understand what the argument necessarily, what's going to be. Well, I guess he's trying to get his team pumped up. Maybe he's just trying to get his guys going a little bit here. He's having an animated conversation with this first base umpire. The runner who was called out, which is 22, Rodriguez, he was also trying to plead his case here to the umpire and talk to him. Again, these young men are out here playing these sports for life lessons, so you get them every couple times a game.
Life lesson, when you know you got to step in the bags, you have to make it obvious and deliberate. You can't assume you're just skimming the side and that's enough.
Especially in the playoffs.
'Cause I have no doubt that the base runner thought that he skimmed the side, and that's why he thought he was in the clear. But if it's not obvious for the ump, they'll get you.
Okay, so Walton is down to their last strike. Romel Emmanuel Gonzalez has a huge smile on his face after that last pitch. And now he just takes a deep breath. The batter steps out for a second. And the pitch, swing and a miss, ball game over. Railsplitters win and advance in the playoffs. We hope to see you guys again in a couple of days.
Thanks, everyone, for watching. Thank you, Adam, for joining me here. And, of course, thank you to our crew, Artina, Anaya, Jaden, and Sally. It's been a cold one. It's been a wet one. But it's been a good one. Thank you, as always, to my wonderful wife for supporting my media habits. We will see you next time.